Many women ask, can I ever learn to trust my husband again? It's a great question, especially when your marriage suffers the destructive results from porn use. We all have a basic human need of safety, which includes security and freedom from danger. When you discover your spouse or significant other watches porn, the shock shatters your sense of security. They're the one person you thought who would protect you at all costs, but they've seemed to toss you aside. It's as if you stand in the rubble of your emotional and relational earthquake. You don't dare take a deep breath with all the destructive dust that's hanging in the air. Everything appears gray, murky, and unsettled. You wonder when the shaking's going to stop. After discovering your husband's porn struggle, it helps to identify your needs, wants, and desires before you can move forward in trusting him again. So first of all, what do you need? The dictionary defines a need as a physiological or psychological requirement for the well-being of an organism. These are concrete actions you must have to feel safe at this moment. They are a means to an end. Do you feel safe with your husband? If not, please get yourself to a place of safety. You need to evaluate your physical safety and protect it. Who do you know that will hear your story, keep it confidential, and help you discover your next step? You might feel like you can't talk to anyone, but I encourage you to reach out to a neutral party for help in processing your discovery. You might need to create some personal space to process your discovery. It could be a quiet room in your house or another location. It needs to be someplace where you're away from other people so you can process your emotions as you need to. You might need to scream into a pillow or punch it. Maybe go for a walk. Write your thoughts in a journal, take a drive, or whatever. Listen to your needs and take care of them in a healthy manner. But the worst thing you can do is to push those feelings down because they will erupt later with a vengeance. Secondly, what are your wants? Merriam-Webster.com says a want means to suffer from the lack of or to wish or demand. If time, location, and money were no object, what do you wish would happen in the next minute, hour, day, and week? Let me give you an example. When Dave told me about his porn use struggle, I wanted him to be the man I thought I'd married. I wanted to be able to look at him without feeling disgusted and betrayed. I wanted to stop the crushing pain I felt. I wanted to protect my children from the news. Honestly, I wanted to roll back the clock 30 minutes before I had heard this revelation. I wanted to feel worthy of love and affection. And I wanted to know what to do to move beyond this crisis. I wanted to survive. Though I couldn't really tell you these things initially, I wanted to know how it would turn out. And I didn't have a clue about how to deal with this trauma or betrayal in our relationship, let alone begin recovery. All I knew is I wanted it to be behind me quickly. The third question is, what are your desires? A simple definition of a desire is to long or hope for. In those early moments and days, I couldn't articulate my desires due to the intense emotional, psychological, and spiritual pain. Perhaps that's how you feel right now. But the answer to our initial question falls here in the area of desires, and it's a difficult one to see realized. Desires aren't always outcomes that we can control, and some could even be classified as unrealistic. I had a couple of those unrealistic desires. I desired that we would recover from this destruction in a couple of weeks or a month at the most. I desired that I could protect my reputation and even my husband's. But there were others that I could control and fell into reality. I desired to trust Dave again. I desired that our marriage would survive and be stronger than ever. I desired that Dave would find me attractive as I am. I desired that we would become best friends. I desired that our family would remain intact. Before you can learn to trust your husband again, you have to deal with these needs. Most psychologists tell us that needs don't need to be 100% fulfilled for a person to feel safe, but they do need to be met at some level before you can move on in your recovery. Building trust happens after the fulfillment of the most basic needs, not only for you, but also for your husband. Have you and your husband sought and received the professional help you need to address this betrayal trauma? I do strongly suggest you meet with an appropriate counselor to help you get your need bearings, so to speak. If you need a list of counselors, I have some that I'm happy to refer you to. As a coach, it's a privilege to walk alongside you as you move through this healing process. If you aren't sure where to start, please reach out. I promise to listen without judgment, hold you and your heart very carefully, and help you clear the fog. Just hop on over to KirstenDSamuel.com, click the blue button. Let's talk.